Hey guys, how you doing? Since the Oscars are tonight, I figured I would do my Oscar predictions video. Now, let me just preface something before I start this video. This is not going to be me talking about what was snubbed. If you want that video, then you can go to me reacting to the nominations. I already talked about what was nominated. This is more going to be what I think should win, and then what will win like I usually do. I will be doing, of course, a live stream later tonight. Definitely check that out. But let's just get into it. Now, you guys know that I usually start from smallest to biggest, so let's just get into the smaller ones first. And, you know, in the nominations video, if you guys want to check that out, I basically named off all the nominations. I didn't really talk about my thoughts on them. I did talk about what was snubbed, but I didn't really give my thoughts. I talked more about the nominations overall. This is me going to talk about what I think should win and what will win, and let's just get into that. So we start off with writing original screenplay. That's the first thing I want to talk about, and you got some really good nominations here. Bridge of Spies, Ex Machina, surprisingly. Ex Machina getting in there, which I was very happy about. Inside Out, Spotlight, and Straight Outta Compton. And for writing original screenplay, this one's tough because all of these had fantastic screenplays. All 5 of these are great screenplays. Some of the best screenplays of last year, let me just add, definitely. Ex Machina, it's awesome to see that in there. I would be very happy if Ex Machina won. I don't think it's going to win, though. And that's not the one that I think should win. The one that I think should win is Straight Outta Compton. And I'm going to say right now I think Straight Outta Compton should win. Because there was a whole uproar when the nominations were announced that there weren't enough Black or African American, whatever you call it, awards. There weren't enough people nominated of color, and a lot of this really pissed off, you know, the black people, things like that. So I could definitely see Straight Outta Compton winning, and I think it should win because of the fact of that reason. And I think the Academy would do that as like an apology, like we're sorry for that. And I'm not saying that you need everyone to be black. I'm not saying that, but I do think that you have a point with variety and things like that. Like maybe there should be more of a variety. Maybe you should, you know, try to find a way to make it just a little bit more, like I said, more variety, things like that. Don't have everyone be the same skin color, definitely. Because there were some very good black people that gave some very good performances, and they really weren't acknowledged, like Abraham Attah or Idris Elba from Beast of No Nation really got nothing, which I was very surprised about. But writing original screenplay, I think Straight Outta Compton should win, but I think Spotlight is going to be the one that will win, because out of all these, Spotlight is definitely the best screenplay on the list. I definitely will say that. I mean, the thing that we're making that movie so great is the screenplay. Had the screenplay not been as good, the movie would have been boring as hell, and I talked about that in my review, and I definitely think Spotlight is the one that's going to win, but I do think Straight Outta Compton should win, and that's kind of how I feel about that one. And by the way, guys, I forgot to say, if you guys want to talk about these nominations, please let me know, you know, who you think should win. I'd love to hear your opinions on that, because I love talk Oscars, things like that. And then moving on to adapted screenplay. Again, some very good nominations here. We got The Big Short, Brooklyn, Carol, The Martian, and Room, which are all based off of books, in case you guys didn't know that. It's actually really interesting. When I worked at Target, I don't work there anymore, but when I worked there, I remember when I went to, like, the movie section, they had all the books from the different, from the Oscars, like, together, which I thought was really cool the way they did that. But for adapted screenplay, I definitely think that the one that should win is, for me, I would say Room, but I think The Martian is the one that should win, because it really didn't seem like it was going to work as well, and it felt like an original story. It didn't feel like it was from a book. It really felt like an original story. I think they did that very well. Or Carol, one of those should win. What I think is going to win is probably, I don't know. I don't know which one this thing is going to win. I think Room might win. I'm not really sure. This one, I'm not really set on which one I think is going to win. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but I don't really know which one is going to win. It's a toss-up between, like I said, Carol, The Martian, and Room, so I think either one of those should win, and will win. I just don't really know which one. Honestly, that one is like, I really don't know. Then for visual effects, again, we have some really great nominations here. Ex Machina, Mad Max, Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Star Wars Force Awakens. Now, the one I think should win is Star Wars, because it's not nominated for much, and all the effects in that movie were practical. They were incredible to look at. They had amazing visual effects, and, you know, when they were visual effects, you really couldn't tell because it blended in so well with the world. And I know there are people that are saying, oh, you know, Snoke and, you know, Maz, you know, characters like that, they did not fit with the tone of of the movie, I thought they worked fine, and honestly, because the movie looked so real, it didn't really matter that you had to have some CGI in there. Of course you had to have some CGI in there. I don't have a problem with them doing that, and I think, honestly, it looked very well. So Star Wars, I think, is probably should win. What I think is going to win is either going to be Mad Max or The Revenant. One of those is definitely going to win, because Mad Max nominated for a lot. The Revenant's nominated for a shit ton of things, but one of those is definitely going to win, and I don't know which one, but we'll have to see as the night progresses. Definitely it. And I feel like, a lot of times it's based on the night. Like, what's winning a lot, that usually says, okay, this is probably going to win. Like, sometimes it's very hard to tell, and I feel like that's a very good example. But The Martian had really good visual effects, and so had Ex Machina, so honestly, any of these winning I would be fine with. Sound mixing, though, I feel like this one's pretty obvious. We got Bridge of Spies, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Star Wars Force Awakens. This one, without a doubt, Mad Max Fury Road, I think, should be the one that wins. Now, The Revenant, I think, is probably going to win, but Mad Max Fury Road is the one I think should win. I mean, the sound design for that is just incredible. It's loud. It feels epic. I mean, everything about that movie is just... The sound really is one of the best things about that movie. It's a movie, if you were to show off, like, your Blu-ray player, put on that movie, show it off to, like, a ton of people, that's the kind of movie that Mad Max Fury Road is. Definitely, Mad Max Fury Road, I think, should win, and I think it probably will win. But like I said, I do think The Revenant is probably going to win, but we'll have to see. Again, depends on the night, but I do think that Mad Max should win that one because it really does look incredible. Although Star Wars had really good sound mixing as well, I do think Mad Max Fury Road should win this one. Sound editing, however, I do think this one should go. We have Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Sicario, and Star Wars Force Awakens. This one, I think, should go to Sicario, honestly. The sound editing for Sicario is just incredible. It's one of the things that makes the movie so great. It's unsettling. It's disturbing. I mean, it's one of the reasons why that movie is as good as it is. And Sicario's not nominated for anything else. It's just nominated for sound editing, which I'm very surprised that that's the only thing it got nominated for, really. It should be nominated for a lot more things, but Sicario, I definitely think, should win, and I think but I don't think it's going to win. I think The Revenant probably is going to win. We'll have to see, though. I do think Sicario should win, though. So that's how I feel about sound editing. Short film, I can't give you guys my opinion on short film live action. However, for animated, we have Bear Story, Prologue, Sanjay Super Team, We Can't Live Without Cosmos, and World of Tomorrow. World of Tomorrow is definitely going to win. I've heard amazing things about World of Tomorrow. I've heard people say that it's better than Inside Out. Like, it's like a darker, shorter version of Inside Out, which that alone intrigues me. I haven't seen it. I might check it out before tonight, but we'll have to see. I've heard amazing things about World of Tomorrow. I honestly probably will check it out. It's on Netflix. So, World Tomorrow, I've heard amazing things about it, and I think it probably will win. So, World Tomorrow for a short film animated, I think it's probably going to win. So, that's how I feel about that one. Production design. This one's tough, because all these movies have really good production. You have Bridge of Spies, The Danish Girl, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, and The Revenant. And, again, there are definitely snubs for this category, but they all really did have very good production designs. I think, though, the best production design, without a doubt, is from Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, just the look of that world and the feel and everything. It was incredible the way they did that. The way they did the world and the way that a lot of it was filmed in the real desert, things like that. The production design for that movie was incredible. Everything about it really does look very impressive, and I definitely think it probably should win production design. But I think will win is probably The Revenant. I think The Revenant's going to get a lot tonight. I definitely think The Revenant's going to go home with most of the Oscars. Unfortunately, and it's not that it's a bad movie, it's just not very memorable, and there are definitely some things I think it should win more than others. But I think Mad Max Fury Road should take it, but I think The Revenant is going to get that one. So, production design is how I feel about that one. And then we come to what I think is honestly one of the most toss-up categories of tonight. Like, this one, I don't really know which one's going to take it. I've heard some people say one song, but then I've heard other people say, for original song, I'm not really sure about this one. You got Earned It, 50 Shades of Grey, Manta Ray, Racing Extinction. I have no idea what that is, and I don't plan on learning. Simple Song number 3, Youth, Till It Happens to You, The Hunting Ground, which honestly is a very good song, and Writings on the Wall, Spectre. The one I think is going to get it is Writings on the Wall from Spectre. It got the Golden Globe. I think it's going to take this as well. I've heard many people say Earned It should get it, but I don't know. Earned It for me, I don't want to see something from 50 Shades of Grey get it. I really don't. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey, no, nothing. I don't want to see anything from 50 Shades of Grey take anything. I think it's a terrible movie. And I just don't want to see it take anything. I think it'd be really stupid if they did that. Is it a good song? Yeah, but still, it's 50 Shades of Grey, and I think it's really dumb that 50 Shades of Grey got it, especially since See You Again wasn't nominated, which I do talk about in my nominations video, which you guys can check out. But I do think Writings on the Wall should take it, but unfortunately, I do think Earned It is probably going to take it, unfortunately. But I'm hoping Writings on the Wall does get it. It's the best out of all these. Simple Song number 3, that'd be awesome if it got it, but I think Writings on the Wall is probably going to take it. We'll have to see, though. All really great songs except Manta Ray. I know nothing about that song, but definitely I don't know about that one, but I think it's probably going to be Earned It that takes it, but I do want Writings on the Wall to take it, definitely. Yeah, that's how I feel about that one. Original score, I think this one's a no-brainer, really. I think it's pretty obvious which one's going to win here. Bridge of Spies, Carol, The Hateful Eight, Sicario, and Star Wars. Here's the thing with Star Wars, and I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Star Wars should get it. Most of the music in that movie was not original. It was all, they used a lot of John Williams' previous scores. Why? Because John Williams, I heard, had some health problems when he did that, and he, tried to come out with some new stuff, but I did hear he had some health problems here and there, so they had to put in some old stuff that he did, and he did do some new stuff, but a lot of it was old Star Wars score, so that's why I don't think that should win, because I'm sure it's won before. I don't know if they won before. I honestly don't really have, a lot of recollection of what Star Wars has won prior to Force Awakens. I'm not really sure about that. But what I think should win, without a doubt, is The Hateful Eight. Why? Because it is the catchiest score. I mean, constantly, every day I just find myself going da 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 da. I mean, that score is just, it's perfect. It sets the tone immediately. It's mysterious. It's perfect. It's one of my favorite scores, honestly, of all time. I love the score. It's incredible the way that that score was done, and especially when you look at the Golden Globes, I definitely think it should win. I'd love to see Hateful Eight win. I think it is going to take it. I know some people think Star Wars is going to take it, but no, I think the Hateful Eight, without a doubt, is going to take it, and it should take it. It's an amazing score. Carol's a great score, too, don't get me wrong. I love the score to Carol. Sicario's score is great. All the scores really here are great, but Hateful Eight definitely, I think, just elevates over all of them. It's an amazing score. It's a score I constantly listen to, and Hateful Eight, I definitely think, should take it. So, original score, definitely the Hateful Eight. Makeup and hairstyling, I was a bit disappointed with this category, but despite that, I think we got Mad Max Fury Road, the 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared, which I think has no chance of getting anything. I don't think anybody really saw that. And The Revenant, and this one, I definitely think should go to The Revenant. The makeup here was incredible, but Mad Max Fury Road, I think, probably will get this, but I think The Revenant should take it. The makeup here, the hairstyling, everything looked incredible the way that was done. But Mad Max as well, I think, has a very good chance of getting it. So either of those win, I'd be fine with that. As long as the 100-year-old man, whatever, doesn't get it, I'd be fine with that. Either of those win, I'd be fine. So either of them, like I said, I'd be fine with either of them getting it. So foreign language film, we have Embrace of the Serpent, Mustaine, Son of Saul, Thief, and a War. And this one, I've heard amazing things about Mustaine. I know nothing about it. I've heard amazing things about it, though. I don't really, like I said, I don't really know what the plot is, but from reviews, most people give it like a 5 out of 5, things like that, so I think that has a good chance, but I think Son of Saul is definitely going to take it. I mean, just hearing that most of the movie is close-up, the whole movie's, like, done in close-ups, I mean, that's very daring, and it could come across as really tedious, but I heard it works very good for that movie, and I definitely think that Son of Saul should take it, and I think it will take it. So Son of Saul, I think it's a no-brainer. It's probably going to get a foreign language film, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I mean, I definitely think it's going to, so that's what I feel about that one. Film editing, we have The Big Short, Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, Spotlight, and Star Wars Force Awakens. This one, again, I'm not really sure. I mean, a lot of the editing here was really great for a lot of these movies. But I think this one should go to Star Wars, honestly, because the editing for that movie, it felt like a half an hour. It really did. I mean, that's a movie that they're always moving. I mean, Chris Stuckman even said it. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, Chris Stuckman said it, so it must be true. But yeah, I really do agree with him in the sense that they are always moving. I mean, it's a movie that they were always getting somewhere. Every scene is getting you somewhere. There's no dull scenes in that movie, and it's a movie that just, it feels so quick because they're moving so quickly. You don't feel the length of that movie at all, and I really think that's the one that should win. Mad Max as well, but definitely not The Revenant. The Revenant did feel long at times, but Star Wars really didn't, and I definitely think Star Wars should get it for film editing, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it did take it. I think it should win, and I think it will win for film editing. If Revenant wins, I'll be very upset. That's like the one with The Revenant that if it wins, I'll be upset with, but Star Wars, I think, should get it, and I'd be very happy if it did. So, film editing, definitely Star Wars Force Awakens. Documentary short subject, I can't comment on this. I have nothing to say, really. And then documentary feature, we have Amy, Cartel Land, The Look of Silence, What Happened to Simone, and Winter on Fire. Now, I've heard Cartel Land is amazing. I've heard amazing things about it. Like, it's kind of like Sicario, but as a documentary. But Amy, without a doubt, is the one I want to win. I mean, Amy is one of the most unique documentaries I've seen in a very long time. It's not even done like your typical documentary. It's so cool the way it's done. It's done almost like a journal entry. It's so cool the way they do it. If you guys haven't checked out Amy, definitely check it out. I think it's one of A24's best films by far. I absolutely love everything about Amy. Amazing film overall. It was my honorable mentions list for 2015. Definitely check it out if you haven't. But I have heard people say The Look of Silence is going to get it. I don't know anything about The Look of Silence, but Amy's the one I want to get it, and I think it should get it. But I don't know which one will win here, because I didn't see most of these movies. I didn't see What Happened to Simone. I didn't see Cartel Land. Amy's the one I've seen, and that's the one I want to win. So I can't really say what will win, because I haven't seen the other ones. So Amy, I think, is the one that should win, and I don't know what will win, because, like I said, I haven't seen any other movies. So that's how I feel about that one. Directing here, this one, again, no-brainer. I mean, I'm pretty sure we know what's gonna get it, without a doubt. We got The Big Short, Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. Without a doubt, I think this one definitely should go to The Revenant. I mean, the best thing about that movie was Alejandro G. Iñárritu's vision. His style to that movie is just incredible, and the way that he can go from Birdman to a movie like that is just incredible, and his style. The movie would not be as good if it hadn't been for his style, and without a doubt, that's the one thing that it must get, is directing. I don't care what else is nominated. I mean, some of the directing here is very good. Like, George Miller's directing for Mad Max was great. Things like, you know, a lot of the directing for a lot of these movies are great, but The Revenant just, I think, completely elevates itself because it was all his vision. Everything about that movie was all in Alejandro G. Iñárritu's vision, and I think he definitely should get it. I'd be very happy if he did, and if he doesn't get it, I'll be very surprised. So, Revenant, I think, should win, and I think will win. So, costume design, we have Carol, Cinderella, The Danish Girl, Mad Max Fury Road, and The Revenant, and this one's tough because there are some really good ones here. Carol, the thing about that movie is that it really did look great in the 50s time period that it was in. It definitely felt like the 50s throughout the entire movie. But Mad Max, the costumes to this movie are just incredible. The way that they look, the style, just aesthetics of everything, it just looks incredible, and it's one of the most memorable things about that movie are the costumes. I mean, just remember all the costumes. I can remember them very, very well. The costume design of the movie is incredible, and yes, the costumes to, like, The Revenant are really good as well, but I think Mad Max Fury Road should win it, and I think it will win. Definitely, I think it has a good chance, but The Revenant, I think, probably is going to take this, unfortunately. Mad Max Fury Road, though, I think should win, and I'll be very happy if it does win, but like I said, I do think The Revenant is probably going to get this one. So that's how I feel about costume design. Moving on to cinematography, one of my favorite categories by far, because we got some really good nominations here. Oh, I was wrong. Sicario was not nominated for one thing. It's nominated for something else as well. I haven't looked at these nominations in a while, guys. I'm sorry. But, we got Carol, The Hateful Eight, which, should have been nominated for, like, a ton of more, but I'm not gonna get into that. Check out my nominations there if you want to see me rage about that. Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, and Sicario. The Revenant, without a doubt, needs to take cinematography. I mean, when you look at that movie, I don't get it. I don't get how they did it, especially, like, the motion capture bear. I don't get how they did that. A lot of the things, I just don't get how they did it. It all looks incredible, and I just don't really get how they did a lot of the stuff in that movie. It's incredible the way they did it. The shots, just natural lighting, everything about that. The best thing about that movie is the cinematography, and it just looks incredible the way that was done. Which, again, was part of Alejandro G. Iñárritu's vision, but the cinematography of that movie is just incredible. It definitely needs to get it, and I think it will win, definitely. If Mad Max takes it as well, I think it does deserve it. But The Revenant, without a doubt, should take it, and I think it will win. The Revenant, definitely. Cinematography definitely should take that. So Revenant, definitely, that's the one that I think should take it. Anime feature film. You guys know what I want to win here. You got Anomalisa, Boy in the World, Inside Out, Shaun the Sheep movie, and When Marnie Was There. Look, as much as I love Inside Out, Anomalisa, I think, should take it. It's simply one of the greatest anime movies I've ever seen. I mean, it's incredible. It's so adult. It has such a deep message to it, but so does Inside Out. And if either of those take it, I'd be completely fine with that. I think Inside Out is going to win, but I do think Anomalisa should win. But I do love Inside Out. It's just Anomalisa. It's incredible. It's a movie movie where you watch it, you can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop remembering how amazing it was, and I can't wait to rewatch it. I really can't wait till the Blu-ray comes out so I can rewatch it because it really is an incredible movie. But I do think that Inside Out is going to take this. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But if Anomalisa did, I'd be very happy if it did. I heard a lot of people say it has no chance, but I feel like it does. I feel like there are some Academy voters that think maybe it is better than Inside Out. I saw people have Anomalisa as their #1 movie of the year. It was very close. It was my second movie of the year. I love Anomalisa. It's an incredible movie, and definitely if you haven't checked it out already, check out Anomalisa. It's very different than any animated film you've seen, but if you like different things, definitely check it out. It has a lot of deeper meanings to it. Definitely check out Anomalisa if you haven't. I definitely would recommend it, but Inside Out, I think, is going to take it, and yeah, that's how I feel about that one. And then we only have a few categories left, which are the really big ones. We got actress in a supporting role. This one, I've heard a lot of people say different things for. You have Jennifer Jason Leigh, The Hateful Eight, Rooney Mara for Carol, which she's not supporting actress, but whatever. Rachel McAdams for Spotlight, Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl, and Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs. Now, I've heard a lot of people say Alicia Vikander would get it for The Danish Girl, which I would be fine with. I mean, she is a great actress, and she really was one of the breakout stars of last year. She's one of the best things about that movie. She was incredible in that movie. But I think Kate Winslet probably should get it for Steve Jobs. I mean, her transformation, that did not look like Kate Winslet at all. When I saw Kate Winslet, I'm like, wow, that's actually Kate Winslet. I'd be very happy if she got it. Jennifer Jason Leigh was great in The Hateful Eight, but Kate Winslet, I think, should get it. But I do think it's going to go to Alicia Vikander. I've heard a lot of people say she's probably going to win. So Kate Winslet, Alicia Vikander, either of them win, I'd be fine with that. All the women on this list are great. The only one I'd be upset with is Rachel McAdams. I don't really think that she needs to get it. She was great in Spotlight, but she was not the standout thing about that movie. I think everyone really was great in that movie, but she's not the best supporting actress material. I think she's really great. Don't get me wrong. She's a great actress. She did a great job in that movie, but I do think Kate Winslet should get it. She was incredible in Steve Jobs, and you just look at her, it's unrecognizable, it really is. And Alicia Vikander was great in The Danish Girl, but Kate Winslet, I think, should get it, but I do think Alicia Vikander is probably going to take it, so that's how I feel about that one. Moving on to another one that I think is kind of a no-brainer. It's pretty obvious who's going to get this one. For Best Actor in a Supporting Role, we have Christian Bale for The Big Short, Tom Hardy for The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight, Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed. As much as I like Mark Rylance, Sylvester Stallone, without a doubt, is getting this. He should win. He will win. It's really a no-brainer. I mean, he's played this character for years, but he's never won an Oscar for it. And I don't think Sylvester Stallone's won an Oscar in general. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'm wrong with that. I don't know. I don't really know much about Sylvester Stallone's filmography. Well, I know a lot of his movies, but I don't really know much about his awards, the accolades he's gotten, but he definitely should win. He was incredible in this movie. Creed comes out Tuesday. I can't wait to rewatch it again. He really is incredible in that movie. One of the best parts about Creed by far was Sylvester Stallone's performance, because he could have half-assed it, and he really didn't. And it just showed that he will always be great as this character. This is still, I think, his signature role as Rocky Balboa. He'll always be great as this character. He did a great job, and I definitely think he should get it. Sylvester Stallone for Creed, definitely, he needs to get it. If he doesn't get it, it will be probably the most upset award of the night. I think there could be an upset in there, but I don't think there's going to be an upset. So, Sylvester Stallone, Creed, I'd be very happy if he got it, and he definitely should get it. He will win, and he should win. So, Sylvester Stallone, without a doubt, he's probably going to get it. So, for actress in a leading role, we have Cate Blanchett for Carol, Brie Larson for Room, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and Cerise Ronan for Brooklyn. Without a doubt, Brie Larson gave probably, I think, one of the best performances of the year. I mean, she really was incredible in that movie. One of the best female performance of the year was from Brie Larson. If I had to pick the best female performance, it would, without a doubt, be Brie Larson. She was incredible in that movie. Her transformation, just the emotional scenes, the way that she tries to hide her emotions in front of her son, the way she cares about her son, just everything about the performance, that by far was Brie Larson's breakthrough performance. I mean, she had other amazing performances, but her performance in the movie was incredible. If she doesn't win, I'll be very upset. Brie Larson, Room, should win and will win Best Actress, without a doubt. I've heard everyone say she's going to win, and I definitely think she should win. Room is an incredible movie. If you haven't checked it out, that is one of the main reasons to check it out, is for Brie Larson's performance. Best Actress, without a doubt, she should get it. So, if she doesn't, I'll be very upset. Best Actor in a Leading Role, we only have 2 categories left, and they are the really big ones that I know you guys really want me to talk about. So for Best Actor, we have Bryan Cranston, Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian, Leo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, and Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. Now, as much as I'd love Leo DiCaprio to win, Michael Fassbender, I think, is the best on this list. He really did a great job in this role as Steve Jobs. He transformed himself. I'd be fine if he won, but come on, Leo DiCaprio, he's gonna win, okay? He's gonna win. He's never won before. This is his chance to finally win that Oscar that everyone's wanted him to win, and if he doesn't win, I'll be very surprised. I mean, he won the Golden Globe, but he has won Golden Globes before and not won the Oscar. Like for The Aviator, he won the Golden Globe, but he did not win the Oscar. So maybe he'll get it finally. I'm hoping he does, but Michael Fassbender, I'd be equally just as happy if he got it. If Eddie Redmayne gets it, I will be very upset, because you guys know Eddie Redmayne got it last year. I think he's good. He's a very strong actor, but out of all of them, I do think he's the weakest on this list, so Michael Fassbender or Leo DiCaprio, I'd be fine with either of them. Leo DiCaprio probably is going to get it. Michael Fassbender, though, as well, if he did get it, I'd be fine with that. So either of them, I'd be fine. Leo DiCaprio, I think, should get it, and I think he will get it. That's just how I feel about that one. And then, finally, we come to the last category, which is Best Picture, which I haven't seen The Big Short, and I don't know if I'm going to. I don't really have time to watch it. I have other things to review for you guys, so The Big Short, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it before tonight, but The Big Short is nominated. You got Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight, and without a doubt, I do think that this one should go to, now, this one's very hard, because you have 8 nominations, and all of these are great movies. I haven't seen The Big Short, but I heard it's a great movie. All of these are really great movies. The Revenant is the weakest here, but I heard a lot of people say The Revenant is gonna win, but the one that I think should win is Spotlight. Spotlight just has everything a Best Picture should have. It has a really great cast, a great ensemble cast that works great together. It has a very intriguing story. It's about the news and politics, which I know the Academy always loves, and Spotlight in general, I think, should win, but I heard a lot of people say The Revenant is going to get this. Mad Max Fury Road as well, though. A movie like this has never really been nominated in a very long time, and I'm still shocked that it got all the nominations that it did. So if Mad Max Fury Road got it, I'd be very happy with that. I mean, it'd be incredible if it did, because a movie like that hasn't won since Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I mean, it'd be incredible if it did get it, but Spotlight, I will be fine with that as well. I really do want Spotlight to get, but I do think it's going to go to The Revenant, unfortunately. And I'm saying unfortunately because it's not the best picture on here. It's not the best of the bunch. I think Spotlight really is when it comes down to it. Now, Room's a great movie as well, but Spotlight really has everything that the best picture contender category should have. I do think it deserves it, and if The Revenant does get it, okay, fine, I understand it, but I don't think it really deserves it. But overall, guys, those are my picks for my predictions for the Oscars tonight. Let me know what your predictions are. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Like I said, I will be doing a live stream with Moosies, of course, aka Kama Plan. If you guys want to check that out, definitely check it out. It's already up. I will be doing it at like 7:30, of course. You guys can check it out, ask some questions if you want to. Let me know what you guys saw these nominations. What do you think should win, will win? I will leave a list to all the nominations down below. And we'll see you guys in my next video, which will be either, probably for some sort of review. I don't really know. Some TV show. I'm not really sure yet, honestly. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.